All right, going to talk about another shooting tip that I'd like to go over, and kind of an error and what I feel is the fix for that, and what might be kind of some of the detriments or major detriment of doing this habit, what I often see of people doing at the range, and that kind of thing. So got right here, got my trusty Airsoft Walther PPQ, and so we don't have to worry about any kind of live ammunition shooting through walls or anything like that. So again, you can see here, got the Airsoft tip on there and that kind of thing, but we're still going to follow our safety rules with firearms. So one of the things I see going to the range and working with people, going shooting with people, that kind of thing. What I see a lot of times when people go to shoot is you see them, they'll boom, shoot, and then kind of look up over their sights. So go in here, they're looking at their sights, lining everything up, doing the sight picture, sight alignment, and all that kind of stuff, and then they fire the gun, and then they look up and they're trying to check to see where did that go. So one of the things I feel like I believe this is a bad habit to get into, and so want to train people to get into the situation or habit into when you bust off a shot, you can go here, boom, and right now a lot of people, when they're learning how to shoot, maybe a little bit more novices, or there's a lot of trainers out there that talk about front sight focus. So people are really focused on the sights, and then so they shoot here, and then in order to kind of change their focus, they look up and take a look to see where their shot went. And one of the things that I kind of feel is a remedy is when you shoot, take your focus off your sights, and you're basically changing your focus to looking at your target. And so what you'll end up seeing if you do this right, and people that are into like vision therapy, ophthalmologists, optometrists, that kind of thing, can understand where you're changing your vision from your sights to downrange. And what'll end up happening is you can still look in the same direction and keep the same position. So rather than focusing in your sights, you're focusing downrange, and what'll happen is that all of your gun in your hands will become what's called a ghost image. You can see them, but it's kind of blurry and not really there. It's kind of there in the foreground, but you can see straight through it. And so you just change your focus. So rather than changing your position, you change your focus. So you bust a shot looking at your sights, and then if you're checking your target, if someone feels like they really need to check their target, you just look past your gun, past your sights, looking at your target, and then you'll see the ghost image, and then be able to check your feedback on your target. Rather than having to go here and then look up and then change your position here. Now, one of the detriments, you get into a situation, maybe you have to start shooting faster or something like that. People are, they're wanting to kind of check, oh, okay, where am I hitting, that kind of thing. Or maybe worse comes to worst, you end up getting into a defensive encounter. And if people aren't used to being able to kind of change their focus and that kind of thing, in order to kind of check to see where they're at, they drop the gun. Okay, am I hitting what I need to? And they drop the gun, and then your shots end up going low. And that's one of the things that they have found, from my understanding and research and talking with people and that kind of thing, is people tend to shoot low in defensive encounters. That's probably for many different reasons, sympathetic responses, really jerking the trigger and that kind of thing. But also part of it could be because of getting used to this kind of thing where they're checking here, but when you get into a defensive encounter, rather than just staying on the gun and being able to kind of change your focus between maybe the threat and your sights, is they drop the sights in order to kind of see where am I hitting, am I doing that, rather than because they're not doing this, they drop the gun. So being able to kind of really stay on the gun, stay on the sights, and not worrying about going up or that kind of thing, I feel is important. Some kind of a habit to get into, and avoiding looking over the sights to check your targets. So that's kind of my take on it, on that one.